It's spooky season! And it's time to decide my October TBR with the Jars of Chaos! Yeah! Oh, I'm so excited for October. I'm excited to take a moment and just do some reading. Create-a-thon is done, and that was chaotic. I'm assuming it's still going on when I'm filming this. Movie magic. If you are new here, I have a game. It's how I decide how to read, because I'm not a mood reader. I have a spinner wheel, and I will spin that wheel 8 times. That will give me 8 different jars that are scattered about my shelves to decide what I'm going to read. Inside each of the jars are my books. All of these books behind me I have not read. I know. Now, it may not just be one book. The wheel could give me multiple books. It could even take a book away. There is also a selection of challenges that I might have to complete on top of the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do, Herkyed, which I started here back in July, if you didn't already know about it. I'm assuming if you're here, you did. So that's the name of the game. Let's do our very first spin. Alrighty, we've got spin number 1. Ooh, a small book. Well, the first book is a little tiny baby small book in the BB-8 jar. Let's see. What do we got? Just gonna let it... Oop. No. Oh no. This one. This one. Ooh, fun. Okay. Not spooky season, but fun. We've got Austenland by Shannon Hale. I love the movie Austenland. I've never read the book. I hope it's as funny, but I know it can't be because Jennifer Coolidge isn't in the book. But I'm going to definitely read all the characters in the Jennifer Coolidge voice. Gonna make me want a hot dog real bad. If you don't know Austenland, this is what it's about. Jane is a young New York woman who can never seem to find the right man, perhaps because of her secret obsession with Mr. Darcy, as played by Colin Firth in the BBC adaptation of Pride and Prejudice. But when a wealthy relative bequeaths to her a trip to an English resort catering to Austen-obsessed women, Jane's fantasies of meeting the perfect Regency-era gentleman suddenly become more real than she ever could have imagined. Is this total immersion in a fake Austenland enough to make Jane kick the Austen obsession for good, or could all her dreams actually culminate in a Mr. Darcy of her own? So, a little bit different because I know she doesn't have a rich relative that bequeaths her this. She uses all of her savings, but, you know, it's fine. I hope it's as fun. I really hope this is as fun. Spin number 2. A bomb book. Spin number 2 was a bomb book. We're getting through these books, okay? I think... No, I'm actually probably, like, super behind on bomb books. But we're going to read this one. Unless I've already read it. Let's see. No, I have not! We've got Beware the Night by Jessica Fleck. Here's what it's about. On the island of Bellona, life is peaceful as long as the citizens dutifully worship the sun, which protects them from all harm. 16-year-old Vita knows that keeping the sun happy will protect her and her grandfather from the night, the dangerous people who snatch innocents from their beds under the cover of darkness, never to be seen again. As long as Vita follows the rules, she will be safe. But when Vita's grandfather is chosen as the next sacrificial offering to keep the sun's favor, she starts to see that the safety she's been promised comes at a dangerous price. Maybe there is more to fear above than there is below. With a mysterious young man, Dorian, at her side, Vita has to figure out if the scary bedtime stories she grew up hearing are real, or if things she's been taught to believe are dangerous lies. I'm going to go with everything's a lie, and you're going to learn that you're probably on the side of the bad guys, and you're going to learn the truth about your people. That's my prediction. Spin number 3. We're weighted on this side, but it's another small book, and I'm going to take it. Spin number 3 is another baby book. Not bad. Don't mind reading some baby books. Whoa. You're reading a classic. So I have 2 editions of this classic, and that is the Jungle Book. So we have my Papermill Classics, which is the actual small baby, and then we have the Mina Lima Illustrated Edition. So in this book, there are lots of cool, fun things that are interactive, and just makes for a much nicer reading experience. Like, ooh, look at the tracks. Oh, the different tracks. Oh, you can't see it. Ah. different things in different books. So I'm excited. That should be fun. Hopefully you all know the story of Jungle Book as a little kid raised in the wild by wolves and a bear, and there's a mean tiger, and they sing. No, that's just the Disney version. You know what's the best version, though, I will say? The old movie. It's an old 90s movie called Mowgli with Lena Headey. Is it Lena Headey or Lena Headey? I don't know. But Cersei Lannister, way before she was Cersei Lannister, she played Kitty in Mowgli, and that's one of my favorite adaptations of Jungle Book ever, and now I kind of want to go watch it, so I might go do that. Spin number 4, opposite direction. Nope. It's small. Guess we're reading a lot of small baby books. Let's continue with all the small books. How many can we read? Ooh, this one. Here it is. I confused it for a different book. It's an indie book, though. This is Daughter of No One by Sam Liddell. This is 230 some odd pages here, it looks like. I picked this up at, I want to say Cosign earlier in the year. But this is what it is about. Princess Aurelia's dreams of a life full of love and adventure become even more alluring when she meets village outcast Jastin. Aurelia refuses to deny her attraction, even after an unexpected attack on her family catapults her into the center of the kingdom of Venostes' sinister intrigues. Jastin's cipher despises the royal family. After all, they are responsible for the exile of her mother and their life at the bottom of the social rung. She refuses to acknowledge her attraction to Princess Aurelia, even when she is forced to seek help from the royal family when her sister falls gravely ill. While the circumstances of birth might keep them apart, fate seems determined to bring them together. When Aurelia is kidnapped, she and Jastin must face their enemies, Fae and human, if they want to survive. Oh, this is gay. I didn't know this was queer. Well, that's a surprise. I always love surprise queer. I literally think I just was meeting authors and was like, yeah, give me your book. I don't care what it is. I think sometimes I do that where I just go to conventions when I have funding and I'm like, book, you, book, you, book. Don't tell me what it's about, book. And that's what this was. So that's surprise fun. Okay. Spin number 5. If it gives me small again, we have an issue. It's the viewer pool. You decide what I read in the viewer pool time. The viewer pool time. What book will I read? This one. I've already read it. It's Into the Drowning Deep by Mira Grant. Would you look at that? We already did that one. All right, a different book. This one. We've got The Magic That Binds by A.J. Sherwood. Here's what this book is about. All Dag Gates wants is a place to call home, and to practice magic freely. All Stefan Bjorn wants is peace in his adoptive country, and less paperwork. All Mikkel Winters wants is both of them. No, really, he could do wedding bells. So why, pray tell, is half the magical community set on denying them all their wishes? Oh, that's it. The rest of the description of this book is all the tags. I need a little bit more. But okay, so we have a polyamorous relationship, it looks like. Okay. I don't know who recommended this to me, but thanks. I guess we're reading that one. I'll be adding that to the list and figuring out if it's on KU or not. Editing queue. Is it on KU? Cool! Spin number 6. Oh, a chunky book. Okay, well, the TBR game wouldn't let me get away with 3 small books, so we're doing a chunky. What we got? Chunky-wise. We're gonna continue a series, though. Woo! We've got The Midnight Kingdom by Tara Sim. This is the sequel to City of Dusk, which is perfect because I just recommended reading City of Dusk for the autumnal season, and now I get to read the sequel. This is the Fairy Loot edition of it because I needed matching copies because for some reason they stopped printing hardcovers in general, and the second book came out as a paperback, so I'm excited. This is very, very chunky. It is 561 pages, so actually not as chunky as I thought. I will be physically reading it because I don't think I have an audio for it. I didn't have an audio for the first one either, though, so that's okay. But I really like this. It's kind of a... it's a multi-POV, a lot of characters, there's necromancy, there's magic. It left on a really bad cliffhanger, so I desperately need to get into the finale, the second one, and then there will be a third, I think, coming out next year. I don't think there's one out right now, but I think in 2025 is when we'll have the conclusion to the trilogy. Wow. Spin number 7. An indie ebook. Because we're never not reading an indie ebook. The bag has certainly grown. Let's see what we got. We have... Come on, give me a small one. Give me a small one. Keep up the small theme. Oh no, it's not a KU. But it's Lady Macbeth, which is, I mean, cool. I just read Lady Macbeth. This is by Isabel Schuler. Here's what this one's about. Power, history, love, hate, vengeance. She will be queen, whatever it takes. Daughter of an ousted king, descendant of ancient druids. As a child, it is prophesied that one day Gruach will be queen of Alba, when she is betrothed to Duncan, heir-elect. This appears to confirm this prophecy. She leaves behind her home, her family, and her close friend Macbeth, and travels to the royal seat at Scone to embrace her new position. But nothing is as Gruach anticipates. Duncan's court is filled with sly words and unfriendly faces. Women desperate to usurp her position, and others whose motives are shrouded in mystery. As her coronation approaches, a deadly turn of events forces Gruach to flee Duncan and the capital, finding herself alone, vulnerable, and at the mercy of an old enemy. Her hope of becoming queen all but lost. Gruach does what she must to survive, vowing that one day she will fulfill her destiny and take up the future owed to her, whatever it takes. Okay, well, we're just having a very Macbeth-themed for autumn, because I just read Lady Macbeth, and I listened to the play Macbeth, and now we're doing Lady Macbeth. Okay, cool. And spin number 8. Another indie ebook. Oh boy, another indie ebook. Let's see what we've got here. This one. Oh, this is KU. Hot pink is KU. City in the Dragon's Eye. Okay, this is by Jordan Loyal Short. Here's what it's about. Red dragons, black comedy, white-knuckled adventure. Victor's magic is turning him into a dragon, and it's not pretty. To save his friends who've bumbled into a deadly ambush, Victor draws too deeply on the power of the dragon well, and now a magical tumor has begun to change him, one scale at a time. Victor sets off on an irreverent quest for a cure that will lead him to a remote sanitarium. Here, he will uncover a mad doctor's strange experiments, a stubborn dwarf with stinky feet, and rumors of an ancient mirror that may hold the key to Victor's very survival. As a mustache-twiddling secret society of dragon fanatics closes in, Victor must choose between the power his transformation offers and the hope of finding a cure. To the fabled tyrant's tomb, Victor races the mysterious Thule Society, where deadly traps and cryptic puzzles protect a treasure of unspeakable power. With every heartbeat, the tumor's corruption spreads. Can a court dandy and a disgraced scholar help Victor find his cure, or is it too late to save the city from a mad doctor's dark designs? Well, this looks like fun. I think I found this on the CL Canon Book Fair stuff. It's only 290 pages, so it's not that bad. And before I forget this time, we're going to pull 2 prompts from the Herkyed jar and see what prompts I'm going to attempt to focus on. I've not been doing well at adding this, but we're going to keep doing it. We've got the Jiggly Puff. We're going to pick this one. We have to read the book from the top book from my birth here, which means we're adding Misery to it, which is good for spooky season, but I know my top birth year book was Misery by Stephen King. I've never read it. I've never read a single Stephen King. I've attempted to read Stephen King and have not been able to. So, but yeah, Misery, here we come. And the second Herkyed challenge is this one. The webcomic! Okay! I need to complete a webcomic. I've already got one picked out. That's actually not bad. I think that's feasible with these books to complete. I think the webcomic's called like Cinnamon Roll or something. It's one I picked out before Herkyed, and I was like, we're just gonna read that one. It's completed and it looks cute as hell. Let's read Cinnamon Roll. All right, well, there's the TBR plus other ones I don't actually physically own, but this doesn't seem too bad. Like, I have small books, but they're not like, you know, I can read in 2 seconds books, so they'll still take some time. But, you know, this will take some time. We'll probably start this one first. So that's my October TBR. Let me know what you are reading down below. How are you doing with Herkyed? Hope you're having a good time with it. To those who did Create-a-thon, I hope you had a wonderful time with Create-a-thon. It was definitely a wild and crazy time for me, but we definitely got some things made. For surezies, including this video. Haha, 50 points to me. Well, as usual, all of the stuff's down below. The Ko-fi page is there if you want to support me as a content creator. If you like this video, you know, just toss a coin to your YouTuber, I don't know. And you can also subscribe regularly, so you don't have to worry about doing one every time. You do get early access to all of my videos and sometimes some extra special announcements and stuff just for you. My shop is also there if you want to purchase a book by moi. I do recommend, if you're reading in the autumn time, Ashford Archives is a great autumnal vibe, as well as I have some horror. I have Your Package Has Arrived as my horror book. Very good time for the spooky season. And hopefully by the time this is out, I'll have finished my entire anthology, and Writer's Retreat, which is another horror book that I wrote that's spooky and stuff, will be out. I'm so sorry, my little book. If it's not, completely ignore that announcement. And then, of course, the Amazon wishlist is there. If you want to add a book to my viewer pool, you can do so as well. Commissions are open if you need me to read a book right here and right now. And Paul's wishlist is also there if you want to support my little baby boy. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Bye! Become even more alluring when she meets village outkiss. Wow. And there is a fly in this house and it is harassing me.